track you just heard is called Magnetar, and I wrote that a few years ago, and it uses chromaticism to make it more interesting. Now, the chromatic scale doesn't require much theory, but applying it without sounding random and erratic requires some practice. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the chromatic scale without sounding random, using some tricks and licks that I use and some well-known players use as well. If you like these videos, you could really help me out by clicking like and subscribe. Also, check out the description section. There's a mention there of a book I've written on guitar theory, which really helps understand all of this stuff. Using chromatic licks is essentially playing outside the scale, okay? So you're playing wrong notes, but then quickly correcting, and that's the key. We want tension and then release. Now here is well, you could play a chromatic scale like this, but the better way to play it is like this. Now that's not particularly useful in that form for improvising, but it is useful as an exercise for the left and right hand, especially if you play with a metronome, because both hands learn to play in sync. Notice as well I used alternate picking with this hand and I used all 4 fingers with this hand. This is what I did: 5, 6, 7, 8 on the low string, back a fret on the next string, 4, 5, 6, 7, back a fret, back a fret. Everything goes wrong on the B string, so it's the same again, 2, 3, 4, 5, back a fret, and then shift over to the 5th fret now, come back, shift over to the 6th fret, same on the B string, 7, 8th fret, 9th fret, and then start again on the 5th fret. And you can just loop this with a metronome if you want. Probably the first chromatic lick that anyone learns is when you play a blues scale. And you've got those 3 notes in a row, and the middle one is a blue note, and it's a wrong note. But we pass through it. And again here, using this blue note here. In the same key, if I'm in the key of A, I can take this note here, the minor third, which is wrong, and chromatically then play the right note, the major third. Now what we could do is we could fill in all the gaps in a blues scale by simply going, but it just sounds random nonsense. So what we do is we use snippets of that in a very kind of controlled way, landing on a good note. So for example, really easy way to use chromaticism. You could take an A minor pentatonic lick, something like that, and just add all the 4 notes on the top E string, like that. So you get this kind of thing. Okay, so what did I do there? I don't even know. It was something like this. We'll do the same on the B string. A trick that Larry Carlton uses is to play a pentatonic scale deliberately a fret too low or too high and then quickly correct it, so you get this kind of thing. Now an idea that I like to use is to take something like a natural minor scale, let's say A natural minor, which is this. And then add some of the missing notes, but in a kind of coherent way like this. So what I like to do is take the outer 2 notes and then play the wrong note and correct it, like this. You get... I'll do that again. So what I did there was I went 5, 8, wrong note, 6 to 7. Same on the A string, 5, 8, 6 to 7. And then I just ran up the scale. At the end though, I went 5, 8, and then from the wrong note to a right note. Another thing I like to do in my playing is to take small arpeggios, like say D minor 7, and then go like that, where I've taken, again, the wrong note and corrected it. I could even run up 4 notes in a row. Or, here's a simple A blues lick for you. And a descending lick. A trick that Steve Lukather likes to use is to play something like an interval, like say a minor third, but then shift it down the neck until you hit another good note in the scale. It's really easy. I mean, you could take a pentatonic lick like, and just run down the neck like that. Jeff Beck used to do a similar thing using legato running down the neck. And so on until you get to a note that you like. Or bigger stretch, even bigger still. Just to give you something to work on, here's a few more ideas for you. So this is over the A natural minor scale, but adding some chromaticism. And this works in major keys, of course. Let's imagine we're playing over a major 12 bar and we want to, say, use the Mixolydian scale, which is this. We could add these wrong notes. An idea that Guthrie Trapp likes to use in a 12 bar is to actually take a dominant 7 chord and kind of play around the notes of it and then finally resolve. So for example, say in the key of A, when you get to the E7 chord in a 12 bar, you could, instead of playing an E7, you can sort of dance around it like this. So what he's done there is he goes perfect fourth, major second, and climbs up chromatically to the third of the chord, and then goes from the root note down to the minor 7. So you get same on the D chord, and same on the A7 chord. Have a listen to this. This is a chromatic walking bass line. So let's look at what I did there. We'll take a simpler version of that. We'll take a 2 chord, a 5 chord, and a 1 chord. So we've got B minor 7, E9, A major 7. And all I do is, to make it a chromatic walking bass line, is I take the bass note but come into it from a wrong note that's either too low or too high. So for example, I could go from the 6th fret to the correct 7th fret. And I could do the same on the E9, the A major 7. I could maybe come down from a wrong note, or up, and then loop. What I'm doing with the chord is I'm going bass note, chord, bass notes, chord, bass notes, chord. So anyway, let's put some of these ideas together in a, let's say, a minor 12 bar. So here's a minor 12 bar. I hope that was useful to you. If so, please click that like and subscribe button, and I shall see you next time. Thank you.